Oh, landmines and jellyfish. Welcome back to Knives, I guess. And if you don't stop, I'm pulling this video over to the side of the road. I'll hit you with the buckle into my belt. But do me a favor and hit that like button or we're never going to Buc-ee's. And this week we're carrying the Civivi Mini Asticus. So let's take a look at what we're holding because it'll bother you if I don't. And you know I'm too kind to you. So first things first and most importantly, the pocket clip is tip up, which is the Lord's carry. We've got the rubbed brass scales. Pocket clip is reversible. We got a flipper tab, so let's flick the bean. 3.25 inches of 10CR15 steel. Okay, so how we arrived, you and me together, to this point in space and time is, if you remember, all right, I had two QSP penguins that the D2 on them was absolute garbage. It was terrible. So the first one was Amazon. I returned it, and then we got one from Blade HQ. Now, the Blade HQ one did just as bad as the Amazon one did, so we let Otis eat. We smashed that one, looked at the insides of the blade to see if there was bad grain structure or something. I saw a couple of weird artifacts, but nothing crazy. So I email Blade HQ and I'm like, hey, have you guys seen some bad D2 or complaints about bad D2? Like, here's my experience with the last 4 D2 knives I've done, so I'm kind of asking. Not looking for a refund. I already destroyed the knife for a video, but I just wanted to see if you guys heard anything. Now, they said no, they hadn't seen bad D2 coming in, but they were going to keep an eye out for it and didn't want to see bad D2. But they gave me a $20 gift card. So that $20 gift card went towards this. It is discontinued as far as I know, or at least the one with the rubbed brass scales. So I wanted to jump on that as soon as I could. And of course, ordering from Blade HQ, I had to go ahead and get my channel name engraved on it. Now, this, I believe I selected front, which wound up being the show side. The next time I'm going to get it on the back because I want it on this side. But it still looks cool. And so when I saw this, a friend of mine had picked one up and he sent me a picture of it. And it's like, oh, I have to have that. I have to. Because this looks like a vintage gentleman's carry. Like, it looks like a gentleman's carry from, like, both the 1970s and the 1920s. It's really, really hard to articulate what I'm seeing and what my brain is doing with this thing and the visuals on it. But it does look like a very, very nice gentleman's carry, and for a budget knife, because I think this thing was around 50 bucks or something like that before the $20 gift card. I dropped that gift card, I paid the extra for the engraving, and it sort of balanced itself out almost. But for a budget gentleman's carry, this thing looks really, really good. Now, I haven't carried a Civivi in quite a while. I have missed carrying Civivi. I like Civivi. I like their build quality. I like almost everything I've handled from them. The Cogent, not a fan of, and the Odium is just too small for my big gorilla hands. But, I don't see anything terribly offensive about this thing. The pocket clip, the dingus into the pocket clip is raised up plenty for getting over the hem of a pocket. It's heaps good. It is quite strong. So I have no worries about it moving around or falling out of my pocket. The rubbed brass on this looks so good. Like, this is suited exactly to my taste. Of course, the flipper tab works great. It's on washers, so the action's a little bit tight, but nothing too crazy. You throw a little bit of wrist into that, it snaps open real nicely. And of course, with breaking it in, with it getting broken in, it should do a lot better. But right now, there's no centrifugal open on it whatsoever, which is a bit of a bummer. I like my centrifugal openers, but hey, they can't all be winners. And, I am wondering if the brass is going to leave my hands smelling funny. My experience with brass and copper so far is they leave something on my hands that smells very metallic and not pleasant, which is why I don't do this very often. But maybe if this thing picks up some patina on top of the brushed finish, it should look really, really good. So yeah, I've been excited to carry this thing since I ordered it. I have been delaying that gratification to kind of chew through some of the weird stuff that I've got. And of course, it's, we're stepping from 3V to this. So we're doing a really nice steel to a good steel with a nicer looking knife. But let's take a look at where the factory edge is, because this is a quite good factory edge. As you can tell, this is not my first take, but let's see what we got. That is a very, very nice cut. That is effortless. So, of course, we're going to get out the edge sharpness tester. I'm going to wipe this off so that we don't have paper dust on it, because sometimes that has an effect on it. But the sharpness tester was kindly provided by you guys through your super chat donations, your channel memberships, what have you. So thank you for the support. I will always be grateful. Let us acquire a test clip. And how this works, if you haven't seen one before, is it measures the number of grams of force required to cut through the wire on this pre-calibrated test clip. The lower the number, the better. You know, I know almost all of y'all have seen it, but just in case you're a new face. All right, everyone stand back. I'm arming the boy. Okay, it's safe. Come close. Come close. Let's see what we get. 157. All right, so I have gotten a 166, a 157, and a 184. As you move around back and forth, you'll see the numbers change a little bit just because, you know, you're only testing an area as wide as the wire is thick. But that's a really good number to see. That is a really good number to see. That is in line with a lot of factory edges we've been getting. I'm really happy to see that. You know, and I have seen a bunch of factory edges creep up into the 250s and stuff like that. So that's a really good number for a factory edge. Of course, when I sharpen it myself and I take the polish up way too far, I like to see it down into the 110s, 120s. But that is a really, really good number for a factory edge. I'm real happy to see that. It's going to make for a nice week carrying it. It's going to make for a nice week cutting stuff up with it. It should make a good start for Cardboard Slayer. Of course, we'll see how much damage the edge takes. And we haven't tested 10CR15 out yet. Now, somebody in the comments the last time when I unboxed this thing and gave you the first impression of it, somebody said that 10CR15 is identical to another steel. It's just a different steel with a different name. I can't remember what it is to save my life. So if you know, go ahead and point it out in the comments. I love learning stuff like that. Like, half the fun of this is I'm learning as I go. I'm no expert. I am learning as I go. But yeah, like I said, I've been excited to carry this since I ordered it. I've been so excited by it. And I am very excited to show this one off because this should be one that impresses knife guys and non-knife guys all in the same whack, which you don't see that as often as you'd think. You know, a lot of the better knives that we carry, people that aren't into knives are not impressed. They're not. But then you get into the gas station crap and the stuff that's really flashy and ostentatious but not built well. Everyone loves those and freaks right out. So, you know, it's definitely the duality of man. But, you know, I don't see anything offensive. I've got a feeling it's going to be pretty easy to get stuff in the pocket and back out around it. Like, everything is nicely chamfered. Ooh, there's that $5 word. But it's chamfered, it's heirloom fit, everything on it feels really nice. Now, I will say, when Cardboard Slayer comes up, we're going to find out about that because the gap between the liners right here is not chamfered as well as that. That's that $5 word again. It keeps coming up. But that gap there is probably going to start being painful pretty quickly, but we're going to find out about that. But, you know, it's heaps good so far. But, you know, I can't think of a lot else to add without holding you guys hostage. So, all that being said, thanks for looking at my crap. Subscribers, you guys are awesome. Y'all keep coming in. I appreciate you so, so much. If you haven't subscribed, please do. We got live streams, regular videos. There's plenty of activities. Comments, I love some feedback. Let me know what you think about this thing, or if you're the guy that pointed out the steel, please let us know. We are going to plug some products from friends of the channel. They are not affiliate links. I don't make any money off them. I'm just helping some friends out. And I do have my Amazon shop linked. You don't have to use it, but it's the easiest way I've found to show you cool stuff I've found recently. So, here you go. And as always, we are going to link up to Cutting Lacey EDC's Diamond Emulsion if you want to step your stropping game up, make it easier to sharpen your blades, and keep them sharp. Wonderful product. I use it myself on every single knife I sharpen now. And we are going to link up to Mad Yocco's Wax. If you want to protect your blades that are prone to corrosion, if you want to darken up the color of your micarta, or take care of a million other things, he is going to be on Blade Binge with his wax. Alright, just supporting some friends of the channel and some small businesses. And all that being said, y'all have a nice day.